Hello everybody, this is Gabby's Games, and welcome back to Crossout with the second episode of how to fix Crossout. And today we're gonna look at economy and grind. First up, I want to say, got the Witch Hunt event is back. We're gonna have if I'm not mistaken, we got the Witch Hunt, yep, brawl. But apparently they forgot to give the content creators any of the new items, so like the stickers and the mummy paint. That's actually looking pretty funny. Skull pipe. Those are actually the only new parts. But we content creators didn't receive them, so it looks like I'll have to get them by myself offline. But a lot of people complaints in this game come from the time it takes to get parts. So like a standard rare, let's say a sledgehammer, already easily gets is like 2+ hours of grinding. And like I actually did a test a little while back with where I would play 2 hours a day. That's actually during the time where I still had 2 hours a day, but and I would record and then like try to get different items. And the basic rating was a day for a vector, like for a rare, a week to 2 weeks for a epic, like 1.5 week for, and like 1 to 1.5 month for a legendary. And I think that's actually a little bit too much of a grind. I actually think it should be closer to like well, it's easily one a day for like 1 to 2 hours. Then epics for like 4 5 days, and legendaries around 2 weeks. And that was actually how it was like back in closed beta. And it's actually not that back in the beta we earned more parts or whatever, or that it required more basic crafting resources to craft things. The actual reason currently why things are so expensive is if you, for example, look here in the manufacturing bench, it takes 2 and 1 epic to craft this gun. So there's a total of 5 epics required to get 1 legendary. And just because you have to put 5 epics into crafting this thing, and that you need to spend the time to craft those 5 things, is why it actually takes so long. Back in closed beta, it was 1 1 1. So only 3. And I actually think they should go back to that system, because to get yourself a legendary, requiring 5 of these parts, like I would rather receive less parts, but like have to use only 3 of the for previous rarity um, parts, because I would be able to keep more parts overall, even though the grinding would be slower. I think that would actually feel better for me at least. Again, as always, these are just like my opinion on things and how I see that how they should fix these kind of stuff. And so actually, I pure for the grind, I wouldn't increase normal resource gain. I would just take this down to just like 3 parts. And I should have the same here, 2 2 2. Yeah, this is 6. There was also 3, so I would also bring these down to 3 parts. And also like the complaints about plastic. It's actually also kind of interesting, like because um like remember you guys like when they made electronics, where first like get the electronics mission was also there, but then they removed that to raids. People complained about that quite a bit. So what the developers actually ended up doing is splitting it and adding 2 new resources, adding like making electronics like half obtainable playing missions, and then but in returning making wires semi like obtainable. Here he is getting plastic. And it's not necessarily a bad system, it's just poorly executed. Um, because currently rates are more or less broken. They take too much time to perform, and they're just not really worth your time. So, like, I understand that how they rework the raids, that they like don't want to rework them yet again. So I think for raids they should simply double all parameters, double the fuel use, double the resource gain, because like it's not that they're not that you're losing that much money or whatever on doing these things. With your 200 daily fuel, like do I don't think like people should always buy fuel to do these things, but just like have an incentive to like do your daily rates. I mean, if you would double up, it would be 120 and 80, so it would be perfect to do one hard and one medium rate per day. So you can then do one electronic and one plastics rate a day with your 200 daily fuel. So it would take half the time compared to now to actually obtain those two crafting resources for the exact same resource cost that you put into them. Because like people complain that these are too long, but that's just compared to the reward for like, because like it's easier to just go get the machine gun, sell the scrap, buy electronics. Then you basically saved yourself some time, and you'll be playing PvP instead of PvE, and you will not be limited to your fuel either. So like that's that's why these should like be half the time, so that you at least have an incentive to use your daily fuel. Because like even on my like if I were on my normal account, even then I would like have very little incentive to actually use that on anything else than Invasion. And even nowadays, like on my promo account, I only do invasions with some like random spear build and to carry a few people through the matches. That's actually like it's fun, quite a bit fun. That doesn't really do too much. But those are the main things in my opinion to the grind. And then we go on to actual like shop value. Now, of course, we have the scanner. Let's go over here. Right, actually, let's like go over it again. It increases experience gain by 50%. Gives you a daily challenge with 40 coins as a reward, and so if you buy it for 30 days for 10 euros, that means that if you do those missions for 30 days, you get 40 times 30, which is 1,200 coins. Quick math. And if you look at here, 1,000 is actually 650. Let's say put these together, it's like 20 here. And then you get like 1225 here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 1225. So that's actually quite efficient, but you are forced to play daily for an entire month. Like, and I actually don't really mind that, but it extends the resource limit. That's actually the one thing that kind of ticks me off sometimes, because like you're making it slow to grind. But okay, if someone wants to put in a lot of time in this game, they can't, because at some point they hit resource limits and they cannot go further. So I actually think those should be either raised even further to just be like an anti no life measurement. So as in like if someone is spending 10 hours a day in this game or something, then like that's not healthy anymore. Okay, then I understand resource limits, like to prevent that kind of stuff. But it's not like you do not have to spend 10 hours a day to reach that cap. Then you probably reach that cap in 3 days out of your 2 weeks or something. It is. It's either a week or 2 weeks. I always like mix those things up. But like the resource earn is like it's not bad. I mean, people have to often forget that a free to play game still costs money to make. Like and I'm gonna say something that's might actually pull some hate, but if you say, in my opinion, if you say that you should be entitled to get absolutely everything in a game for free, like then I think you're just a spoiled person. Because like if you look at games where like Call of Duty, like you do not have all the guns out of the box either, because you have to level up. I mean, like it's still way easier to unlock those guns than in this game, but you're also spending like $50 up front. And that's also what you forget about this. So if you go to the shop right now, code the coins 50 is like 3,500 coins. With 3,500 coins, you can use rares and epics, and like you wouldn't be able to get legendaries, but you get a pretty good set of epics and rares, and there you go. You basically got, you can make any build you want out of epics and rares, pretty much. So like that's something people forget often. Like the monthly subscription with the scanner makes it so that people keep on regularly spending money. I'm actually not defending the prices of some of these items here because there are some overpriced things in this game and that I do not agree on. But people do have to like think and consider how much money it costs for to run a game like this. Like I estimate that their server prices, like just to run the server, so we're not even talking about labor for like all the workers, or is already gonna be like a few thousand a month, and then you're adding labor to, that's another like 50,000 a month. Like it goes like a lot, not maybe not 50,000, but like a few thousands per month that goes into this game that they have to pull out. That's sad. These packs are overpriced. Actually, on my non-promotional account, when Hovers, like I actually didn't have a promotional account when Hovers came out, and they weren't really supporting by just giving items. They would only do promotional count or nothing. So I ended up buying the 70 euros. Actually, yeah, 70 euros. Uh, Inventors pack just to cover hovers because they came out and I didn't have them, and my coin bank actually dried up because a lot of people request like build tutorials on certain vehicles, and I would have to buy and sell parts to make a video on those things, ending up in just losing money due to taxes. And that's actually another thing. 10% tax is, in my opinion, a bit too much. I think like 7% max should be enough. I mean, and there's actually a way to control the influx. And also the same thing with the faction workbenches costing money. It's also something I don't really agree on. But I understand why they're there, economically wise, but they're still a little bit overpriced. And again, the same with these packs. If I were to price these packs, I would probably price the Insomnia around 3 to 5, being a pack covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rares and various common and rare decor parts. That would be like $3 to $5. Then we go on to something like the Wild Hunt. You feature one epic. We feature a rare engine in the cooler. I always forget these things. It's been a while. Like multiple rares and an epic. This should be around $12 max, or 10 to 12. And then we go up to Corrida. Corrida features a like legendary decor parts, rare movement parts as well, an epic cabin, and as well as an epic weapon. That should be $30. That should be around 18 to 20. In my opinion, like it's all should be like one step down pretty much. So like that would be 20, would be fine. Then we got of course the Frostburn. Like I'm not gonna go over these two, but Frostburn goes to 40, featuring two epic guns, the epic cabin. There's an engine in the back, and quite numerous rare wheels. Which actually, like, one thing I think is a bummer, like, the packs they designed, they do not come with rear steering wheels, so, like, even though they're really pretty vehicles, they are sometimes next to useless. And I actually have an idea for that as well, and I'll kind of get into that later. But the 3 epics, the multitude of rares, 25 to 27, around there. That should be enough. Like, you don't really need more. Spectre Hunter, you get the Capcan as an epic weapon. You got the epic cabin, of course. You got a rare cloak. And numerous rare movement parts. Actually, this one actually does come with 4 steering wheels, which is nice. The first thing I would do if I bought this thing is actually take the rear wheels and the middle wheels here and actually like turn those around. I actually think I actually have not done a upgrade this guy as like as a video yet, and I'm actually gonna do that sometime in the future. Do love the engines out on this thing, but with all that, that's not 50. That's 30, 35. Like, Arachnophobia is actually one of the more valuable packs, covering 3 rares as guns. We got a rare generator in the back, and 5 epics in the movement parts and the cabin. And the cabin is actually really valuable as well on the market. Even though as a company they should not use the market prices as a reference, but like it is a valuable cabin, so that should be just like added value for the buyer, not added value for the price of the pack. But and that said, I don't think that thing should be above 35, maybe 37, absolutely at most. This thing is a fine $40. I would say like I would probably pay $40 for this pack. With the machine guns, you got the gun, 2 really good epic in the movement parts. So like we're just got what kind of is ridiculous. This has 5 epics, this has 3 epics, and this one is worth more than this one is. Even though like okay, this one has way more special parts, still kind of broken. This like 5, and this one here also have 5. And this one doesn't have this one doesn't have any valuable epics. I think actually like the Arachnophobia might actually be in similar value as the Inventor's pack in terms of actual coins. What I think is like the amount of coins in these packs should be slightly reduced, I guess, like because the vehicles are just there to raise up the price, and while they sell you the coins, like you aren't really buying the vehicle. I think they should be actually they should introduce packs where you only buy the vehicle and there are not any coins included. If you do that, like Krita pack, if it didn't have this 1,500 coins, that's 25 euros. Like that would be that's actually kind of like a vehicle of $5. Like you also have to consider that, of course, but like, and that said, the coins are still overpriced. But like, if that weren't for those coins, this thing would maybe be $7 as a pack. But they add the coins just to drive up the price. So that's also like a change for newer packs that they just don't need that many coins. That just drives the price up. I mean, okay, I get it. You want us to buy the big things, but make it worth it. Give these packs standard CKs. I mean, give the Iron Shield. It has a... You have a Jawbreaker cabin in there, right? Alright, just give it the CK for the Jawbreaker. Do it. Just come on. Give it this thing, and the Wyvern one can be put on the Insomnia pack vehicle. And so on. Like, if you give them CKs, give the weapons CKs. So, like, the Rapiers. Okay, what do we got here? Rapiers should have CKs. So, we got a Redbird. Let's just throw it on this Rapier and just show you guys how much cooler this Rapier is versus the most average gun. Just like adding CKs to the pack will be a really good way to drive up the value without like introducing pay to win pack only items. I mean, this is just such a pretty gun. Just has the wings on there. It has the actual like bird head. It's alright, it's just a beautiful made skin that's just never gonna be used because nobody is interested in them. But if you give them out, using those packs, like, Pandemic pack. How can you drive up the value of the pandemic pack? You go to store. I'm just gonna go to storage. And here we go with the Phoenix. This one is actually like probably one of my favorite skins all around. Here it is. You guys see me cover these before, but still, I am gonna repeat. Packs at CKs to the guns. So what else do we got? Like Vectors have skins. The Cricket has skins. The Fatman has skins. The Defender have skins. The shotguns have skins. These shotguns have like they're the same shotgun, but still, the shotguns have skins. Okay, these are pretty cool enough. These are cool enough that they don't have skins, but still, you have the for those shotguns. You would have the rare leopard skin, and you would have the rare swarm skin or the thunderclap skin for the cricket, and so on. Like use the CKs to advertise your packs. And then like if you're gonna do a 70 euro pack, like give it a let's say CK crate that contains one of the legendary CKs. Or just sell those legendary or even relic CKs like you did with the packs. Like the CK Wonderbar, like it's not worth €5. Like if you would sell every single of these skins for just €2 a piece, like €1 or €2 a piece, say like one, or like let's say $1 for a common skin, $2 for um rares, 3 for epics, 4 for legendaries, 5 for relics, or something like that. Like I'm just throwing out random numbers right now, but if you do that, people would be like buying to make things look good. Make more paint packs where you just give out cool paints, decor items, and stickers as like things you should buy. Because like the customization is actually like a pretty good way, a good step already towards like making this game less based on like the special parts of the um, factions, like for the um, packs. But like I mean the tackler, it's kind of sad. Like unique cabin. Okay, you got the unique cabin. So here it says unique hovers Icarus 4. And here it says unique tracks Goliath. Unique cabin step spider. Here it says weapons 2 frontal machine guns tackler of epic rarity. It does not say unique, but they actually did confirm that they would become craftable, but then they decide to like nope. You're making the player base mad like that, guys. If you're like developers, they're just making the player base mad, and they really shouldn't. Because if you would have a happier player base, they would tend to spend more money because they like the game more, so they think the game is worth more. And that I think that would just be a way better system, and would also be just like a just healthier system for the player base overall. I mean, like they decided to reduce the amount of paints in here. You can see like how this one still has 2 paints, this one still has 2 paints, here's 2 paints. But here we go, 1 paint, 1 paint, 1 paint, 1 paint. They all have 1 paint now. That's just kind of sad. But like, okay, you do got the stickers in return, which are nice, but Narrow coins, they shouldn't be this expensive. Like 7,500 for a 100 euros. So if we go to market and go to relic, so a single scorpion now goes for like let's take a 45,000 coin figure. That's 6 times that's 7,500 coins. 6 times that's 600 euros for a digital item. And you kind of need 2. That's 1,200 euros for a pair of digital items. That's just too much. And I get like people spent the money already, and the money is in the system, but it just disappoints me sometimes. You're like there are 3 guys selling here for above 40,000, and the next one goes at 20,000 only. And here the sales are all super high, and I just think that these guns, I think a Scorpion being 100 euros, so 7,500 coins, I think that would be okay. Like, the real value of a relic item shouldn't be above 100 euros. Like, okay, it takes a lot to farm, but I think they should increase the amount of coins in the packs, like, double, pretty much. Like, then you would also experience an immediate deflation on the market, which is a bummer, but, like, then it snowballs into the scanner becoming twice valuable because the coins, like, if everything, coins are only worth, like, if they're worth, like, half as much, these things are immediately, like, you immediately get the coins, like, that also changes, and you have to make that calculations or whatever. So it all, like, the developers now are just, like, too scared to screw up their player markets to really do anything, and that's not what should be happening. Also, kind of funny how they still have structure and base rarity in here from, that's actually pre-closed beta, from when durability was still a thing, because then back then actually, like, structure parts were actually tradable. Because if you guys didn't know, back in the day there was actually, like, a durability system where if you would lose a game, it would cost you one durability point, no matter what, whether it was a PvP or PvE match. If you would lose a match, one durability point. A Relics didn't exist back then, but legendaries had 60 durability points, and if it reached 0 durability points, the part would be destroyed. Yes, if you would lose 60 matches with your legendary gun, it would go poof and you wouldn't have it anymore. The game was not fun right then. It really was like a wasteland. But I, it's not terrible what's currently going on, but there's still a lot of room and improvement in the current um economy. Again, just make crafting cheaper and increase the value of the packs. And I also think, like, there should be some kind of sale coming back that should happen. Uh, if for the people that didn't know, in 2016 in the closed beta, they were already like, okay, we're gonna go into open beta soon, and the people that, and then we go wipe, and everybody that owns a pack will have that pack reimbursed in the open beta. And I actually ended up having all the packs that were currently available at that time, and that gave me actually, like, a starting allotment of, like, 12,000 coins during the start of open beta. But because of the how much I made like videos and bought and sold parts, I ended up actually losing a lot of money over time, and that account is almost broke. It does have 2 tsunamis, has 2 Goliaths, and quite a considerable amount of other epics, but it's not really a rich account anymore. But the reason that I actually own those packs were because in that 2016, like, not only were those packs had more points, like, more coins with them than you would have when the open beta would come out. So let's say, like, back then you had the Midcar pack, which was basically the equivalent of the Corrida pack, but, like, it would actually, like, well, it's more like a pandemic pack. Really, it had the Fury cabin, has the Whirlwind, 2 twin wheels, and 2 medium wheels, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, this one now is 1,500 coins. And the midcore pack also had, I think, 1,500 coins when they open beta. But in closed beta, it gave you, like, 2,500 coins. So, like, the packs were also more valuable back then. But then during Christmas 2016, they put up a sale. Not 10%, not 20%, not even 30%, but 60% off every pack. 60. So I'll make the Inventor's pack like $25. They sold so much during that sale. I think they actually made more money that month with that sale than normally. And I think, like, giving every holiday a 10% off of all packs. Just that would actually be like pretty good. Because and like or like and then just like after every time afterwards you would like to make them slightly cheaper again. Try to lower the price of those packs, guys. I mean, like the value is decent compared to the coins packs. The coin packs are absolute trash. But still, like for a bunch of pixels, that's quite a lot of dosh for these amount of pixels. And that said, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. Like the economy, like you just need to get more bang for your buck. And that's pretty much it to say. Like, and I just had a few ideas of how to potentially do it, but there's not really much else to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, if you want to discuss this, go down to the comments, comment. No hate comments, please. Just go for serious discussions. And if you want to join the discussions for the upcoming videos, go to the Discord that you can find in the description below. That's it. I was Capus Games, and I'll see you guys all later. See ya.